Hi, and welcome to The Sound of Self, the podcast that's all about empowering women in their 30s to make mindful shifts, find their purpose, and step into their power.
This podcast is not just about discussions, it's a movement. We're here to break through the barriers that hold women back from freely expressing themselves. The world needs your unique voice, and we're here to help you find it.
So thank you for joining Jess and Erin on The Sound of Self. Let's unlock the power within and create a life that resonates with the true essence of you.
So welcome back to another week of The Sound of Self. We're going to do another card pull today and riff off the topic that we get from our oracle card. So Jess is sifting through her Earth Magic cards.
It's so pretty. I love these cards. Very fitting. We got music, and the keyword is harmony.
Oh my god, that's insane.
Mm-hmm.
That's so funny because I was actually just working on one of my first ever big public speaking gigs, and
Yes.
part of the topic was saying how when we start to express our voice and we start to speak authentically, then we are in harmony with ourselves.
Oh, that's beautiful. Seems
Yeah.
very affirming for what you're talking about.
And to me, music is the way of connecting the head, the heart, and the throat.
And it's interesting because I wish that I kind of grew up with instruments around me and all of that kind of thing, but that's okay. Even so, music has played such an important part of my life, like through my teenage years that were, as they are, difficult for most people, if not everyone. Big changes, big transitions.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and I just had music on all the time, helping me through that in those times of loneliness. It can help in so many ways. It can help you to understand your feelings. It can help you to suspend your logical mind and really tap into those emotions and see things from different points of view. So many things. And now that I'm married to a musician, he's opened up a whole new world.
What does our card say? I'm curious to see what the meaning of this card brings.
I love that there's two women on the card as well.
Oh, there's two women on the card.
Yeah. And with what you were talking about, our whole vision for Sound of Self is about connecting to your authentic voice.
Yes.
And that does create that harmony, that kind of inner peace, if we're thinking in terms of harmony.
I had a thought while we're on this topic of harmony and inner peace and authentic voice. This was a discussion I was having with someone yesterday where we can say the same thing to a person, but it's so interesting that they don't get the message until a new person comes along and they'll say the exact same thing. They'll be like, oh my gosh, it makes so much sense. You're like, yeah, I've been saying this the last 10 years to you, like family or whatever. And all of a sudden they're like, yeah, that thing that Karen said or whatever.
Yeah.
Karen. And all of a sudden they just understand what you've been trying to say to them. But it's the style of communication and it's the energy and the translation in the receiving, which is, it's different for everyone. So we can say the same thing. We can preach on about the same thing every single week, but it's going to hit differently depending on who we're interviewing, how we're saying it, the angle that we take,
Yeah, and there's lots of different aspects to it, I guess. We all have a familiarity bias as well, where when you're getting information from all different areas, then it starts to feel a bit familiar. And then we can be more inclined to perceive that to be a truth, I guess. And unfortunately, this would go off on a different topic, but we'll bring it back. But
unfortunately, yeah, We always go off topic, Jess. That's the whole point.
But unfortunately, like, politicians know this. And you'll hear them repeat certain things. I would love to do a whole thing on, like, biases, because
That's going to be our next episode.
yeah, totally. And
Done.
marketing does this as well, like the psychology behind marketing, because it really plays on our biases, where we believe things to be true and then kind of follow that blindsidedly because it's easier. Anyway, but back to what you're saying about, yeah, look, it is really annoying. My husband, I might share lots of information with him, and it's not until someone else says the same thing that he's like, "Hey, did you know?" And I'm like, "Oh, really? That's interesting. Cool. No, I
I'm
didn't know
sure
that."
many women who would definitely resonate with that. Their partners. Or
Yeah,
vice versa.
so funny. Okay, so back to the card and the guidebook. We've got music. What would life be like without it? It's not something that we humans invented. Rather, music has been around since time began. Subtle and dramatic textures of sound have existed as long as there have been beings that could hear them. For our ancient ancestors, paying close attention to sounds, rhythms, and vibrations from the environment helped them survive. Of course, it has also been compelling for humanity to create music through our own voice and musical instruments. As we have evolved, so have the instruments we've created, some of which, when played, mimic the music of the natural world. Where there's more than one instrument played or two or more people singing, the resulting harmonies blend into one unified sound that is pleasing to the ear. If the notes are out of sync, there's a notable dissonance that can be disturbing. Here we see two women with stringed instruments creating a harmonious blend. They're so absorbed in their playing that they appear to be in a trance, as if they're simply allowing the music to flow through them. There's
your
one last.
voice is just so soothing, Jess. I just.
There's one last little bit if you want me to read on.
Yeah, please continue. Like a bedtime story.
Tell Aubrey that. This is a time of considerable harmony for you, one where the various elements in your life are flowing together smoothly. Just as in musical harmony, it is the interface of these elements that merge into a cycle of symmetry and balance that evokes feelings of harmony. The challenge is to sustain this inner accord even when there is considerable dissonance outside of your own mind, heart, and body. Note the sensations, emotions, and thoughts you experience when everything seems to be moving along well. Take 3 deep breaths and let your breathing be the anchor that reminds you of this state of consciousness. And whenever you perceive chaos around you, know that it is a mirror for your inner turmoil. When you recognize this, take 3 more breaths to bring forth the memory of those moments when your life was like a symphony. Then every time you exhale, you are releasing the energy of your internal state of harmony into the world, and it will have amazing effects.
Wow. Circling back to our card today, we're talking about harmony and music and balance. And look, it's really beautiful. I don't actually have too much to add to that. I think sometimes it's just nice to accept that things are good. It doesn't always have to be doom and gloom and struggle. Maybe it's just enough to go, yeah, I'm living a great life right now, and that's okay. I'm allowed to be in my gratitude state and my joy state. And yeah, there's annoying stuff, but it doesn't seem to be rocking the boat so much.
Yeah, I think it also, when it's talking about breathing, it's kind of bringing you back to the present. And I noticed this sense of peace when we I was thinking about, like, parenting with Aubrey, and she's crying, and that's triggering. Apparently, mums feel crying quite intensely. It's part of a survival thing.
Wow.
That we have to respond. So our fight or flight response gets triggered when we hear our babies crying. So that's fun. And
I imagine.
but what I notice, why I'm talking about this is I'm thinking of, like, listen to the music, smell the roses, come back into the present,
Into the prison.
in the prison, yeah, the prison of the mind, but in the present, to get out of the prison of the mind.
Yeah.
Um,
And that's
go
something that music does for us.
exactly,
It helps
yeah,
us get into the present. It helps
yes,
us enjoy the moment, and that's why I love it so much. I would like to ask everyone listening how, or maybe if they have a memory of when they were just fully in the moment and how they can create that again.
yeah. I think that would be perfect.
Yeah.
Because it is when I look at her face, when I stop get out of my head and out of being triggered, and I look at her little face, and then I'm just shocked into the present moment again,
Yeah.
and then I'm
And
like, oh,
that is so special. Like those moments are going to be so fleeting with her
yes,
growing up so fast, right?
absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
So music absolutely does that for us.
that is it today, folks. Our oracle card reading for being in the present, enjoying music.
Thank you for tuning in to The Sound of Self. We hope today's episode inspired you with new insights and reflections.
If you enjoyed our conversation or found it helpful, consider sharing it with a friend or leaving us a review. Help us reach more people like you on their self-discovery journey.